Consular legalization in Vietnam. What is consular legalization in Vietnam? You're planning to incorporate a company in Vietnam, but the required dossiers must undergo consular legalization. Similarly, as you eagerly anticipate your marriage in Vietnam, the authorities require consular legalized documents. Unsure of what steps to take? Teleblog is here to guide you through the process of authenticating foreign documents for official use. No worries, we've got you covered. Common documents. Based on Teleblog's experience, foreigners who visit, return to, invest in, or reside long-term in Vietnam have most likely undergone consular legalization at least once for one or more of the following common documents: civil status documents, marriage, birth, adoption, and death certificates; business documents, enterprise registration certificates, company charters, board of directors decisions, licenses, etc.; academic documents, certificates and certifications, diplomas, degrees, and transcripts; property ownership documents, bank balance confirmations, vehicle titles, and house, land, or real estate deeds. The process of consular legalization. The process of consular legalization largely depends on the geographical location of the document, either in the country where the document was issued or in Vietnam. However, the typical procedure for obtaining consular legalization of documents is outlined in the 5 steps below. Step 1. Document preparation. In most instances, original government-issued documents can proceed directly to the next step. However, copies, non-government issued, computer-generated, or commercial documents typically need certification or notarization by a public notary in the country of issuance prior to advancing to the next step. Step 2. Certified by a foreign diplomatic authority. Following Step 1, the documents need to be certified by the foreign diplomatic authority of the country from which they were issued to ensure their authenticity and validity in the receiving country. Step 3. Consular authentication by a Vietnamese diplomatic authority. To complete this step, foreign investors may choose to complete the process overseas, typically in the issuing country or in Vietnam, depending on their circumstances. Step 3.1. Option 1. Legalization overseas. If you want to legalize documents overseas, you can either 1. Visit the Vietnam embassy or consulate of the issuing country in person to legalize the documents, or 2. Submit the documents via courier with return shipping and payment. Authenticated documents will be returned in a few weeks. Option 2. Legalization in Vietnam. Consular authentication by the Vietnam Ministry of Foreign Affairs. To obtain legalized documents in Vietnam, follow these steps. 1. Get the document consular certified by the country's appropriate embassy or consulate from which the document was issued in Vietnam. Step 3.2. Have the document authenticated by the Vietnam Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Step 4. Notarized Vietnamese translation. Foreign documents which are likely generated in a language other than Vietnamese must be translated into Vietnamese by a certified translator and notarized in Vietnam prior to submission to the competent Vietnamese authorities. Step 5. Using consular legalized documents in Vietnam. After the foreign document has been legalized, it can be recognized and used by various Vietnamese governmental agencies, courts, and other institutions for official purposes. Processing time. The estimated time for consular legalization is approximately 10 to 20 business days, depending on the processing time of each authority and the number of documents required to be legalized. Dossiers. Last but not least, it is imperative to bring the following documents with you to initiate and complete the consular legalization process: an application form for the legalization of documents, documents requested for consular authentication as discussed in Step 2, plus 1 copy, a photocopy of the requester's ID or passport, a translation of documents into Vietnamese and English if required. For additional guidance or support with the document legalization process, please contact us via the information found below.